Hi friends, my name is Apparao, working as Associate Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department at Marri Laxman Institute of Technology and Management, Dundigal, Hyderabad, Telangana State. As part of this video lecture, I want to discuss about transport layer, TCP and UDP. So in the course of Advanced Computer Networks. Now for this, I discussed course object of ACN, course outcomes, in the unit 1 I covered in my previous lecture. So today I want to discuss about in the unit 2 transport layer. In the transport layer control protocol, TCP and user datagram protocol, I want to cover it. So for this, I have referred computer networking textbook, computer networks and internet. These two textbooks I followed. Next, as a reference, a practical guide to advanced networking and computer networks, that is done in BAM, so I referred. And I have taken some content from this tutorialspoints.com and geeksforgeeks.organization. Now, see transport layer, that is TCP and UDP. So now I want to cover about TCP. TCP is a layer for protocol that ensures reliable, ordered and error check data delivery between devices. Suppose for example, if we want to send some data from A to B, so obviously there must be one mediator, right? So as we discussed in my previous session, so this mediator can send and receive the data, so called like a protocol. This protocol sends the data and receive the data, especially in the TCP protocol. See, it will send and it checks the communication like a reliable, error checked by using web browsers, so on, right? So now it establishes connection using a three-way handshakes and guarantees that all packets arrive correctly. So here packets plays a major role in transport layer. In the form of packets, the messages or data will be sent and received. So for this, use a three-way handshake to establish a connection. So this is the way, so we can establishing the connection. So breaks data into packets and reassemble them in order. Suppose for better understanding, I have a and I have a B devices. Now, so sending messages from A to B, so in the form of packets, right? So in the form of packets, we can send and receiving the data. So in that cases, sometimes so your pockets may be misplaced or else breakdowns. The major duty of this thing in advanced computer networks breaks the data into packets and reassemble them in predefined order. So this is the main duty of transport layer. So retransmission lost or corrupted packets automatically. Suppose while sending and receiving the data, so sometimes your packets may be lost or else tampered. So in that cases also responsibility of transport layer retransmits lost or corrupted packets automatically. It recovers the data and resend the data so within the time period. So provides reliable and error checked communication. So if there are any errors while transferring the data, so obviously it recovers and recheck the data. So with the respect of error checked communication. So here commonly used for web browsing, email and file transfer. So as part of this FTP, emails and web browsers, so we use for transferring the data, right? For exchanging the data also. So this is the way we can use transport layer. Now see, so here I have a graphical representation of transport layer TCP and UDP. So here I have a client. So this is the server. Age old story as we know that. So active open. So if we send the request, so obviously this is the simple architecture, passive open. Synchronized segment will be sent. Then so after received the data to the server, so obviously server can send the acknowledgement to the client. So based on that acknowledgement, so segment will be resent, right? Age old story, client server model. This is not a big task. Now see, so use cases of TCP protocol. Now see, transmission control protocol is one of the main parts of the internet. As we know that if you're sending and receiving, exchanging the data, so transferring the files, so obviously, so in the internet, this is the major part. So which provides reliable and ordered data delivery is 100% important. Here are some of its key use cases. Now use cases of TCP protocol. Let's consider this is a web browser. From web browser to, so we want to send a file. So obviously we need file transfer. So with respect to email also, we can attach some files. We can resend to as per remote access. Now online banking and financial transactions also, so it may be received, right? So these are the few use cases: web browsing, email, file transfer, remote access, and online banking, financial transactions. Now, let's discuss web browsing, email, file transfer, remote and online banking and financial services. Now, web browsing, as we know that when you type a URL into your browser, so obviously your computer uses TCP to establish a connection with the web browser. Suppose, so I have some social media sites. So if you type some social media sites, press enter. So obviously TCP uses to establish a connection to retrieve the data. So as part of your user ID and password. So TCP ensures that HTML, CSS and JavaScript files that makes up the web pages are delivered currently and into the correct order. So obviously you know that based on these HTML, CSS, JavaScript files that make use of web pages to deliver the correct order data. Next one is email. So protocols like SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, generally we use this type of protocol, especially you are into email. So and IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. These two protocols are really important, especially in the email access. Now, rely on TCP for sending and receiving the emails. Age-old story. So in computer networks, we discuss here. Discussed in the earlier. TCP guarantees that your emails are delivered completely and in the correct sequence. Suppose if you sent one mail to one more than one mail, so to the given receipts, so obviously, so TCP will plays a major role. So that's the reason I given the sentence. TCP guarantees that your email are delivered completely. Next, in the correct sequence. So this is the responsibility of TCP, especially in the email access. Now see file transfer. So file transfer protocol called FTP. Protocols like and SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol, utilize TCP for transferring files between computers. Suppose two computers, example, computer 1 and computer 2. So if you are sending the one file, let's consider I have a big file, some 20 GB of file. So still you can send based on the capacity of the server or else capacity of the particular device. You can share the files. In that cases also TCP for transferring files between computers it will be used. Now remote access. Sometimes if you are not available in current situation, so you may access the files by using remote, right? Protocols like Telnet and SSH, very famous secure cell, use TCP for remote access to other computers. TCP ensures that commands and data are transmitted reliably. So next, allowing you to interact with remote system securely. Suppose sending the data, receiving the files means with the secure access only. So we use Telnet and SSH. Without any disturbances, you can access the files. So based on the permissions given by the owner. Next, last one is online banking and financial transaction. So very major important topic, especially in TCP is, so daily we do the transactions in the banking sector. So TCP reliability and security are crucial for online banking, right? Now, and financial transactions. So if there any misuse of these things, so obviously, so some penalty will be paid by the some XYZ. It ensures that sensitive data is transmitted securely and accurately also, preventing data loss or corruption. So in these cases also TCP will plays a major role, especially in the banking sector. There are sensitive data is available. So in that cases also if you lost or else corrupted data may not accept the user as well as the owners. In that cases TCP plays a major role. That's the reason in the end I given online banking and financial transactions. So now see, so what is user datagram protocol? As part of transport layer, TCP plays a major role, as well as UDPs also plays a vital role in the transport layer. Now see, what is user datagram protocol? In the sense, user datagram protocol is a layer 4 protocol, as we know that sends the data as independent datagrams. There is a small difference between, as we know, the TCP and UDP. So without establishing a connection, there we have to establish a connection, especially in the TCP. So now here, so you need not, without establishing a connection, offering no guarantees for delivery. Now ordered or error corruption. So now its last overhead and minimum delay make it a deal for real-time applications where spend matters more than reliability. So now see few points about this UDP. First one is connectionless communication, so called as no handshake, sends datagrams without delivery or ordering guarantees. Next, very low latency and overhead, no retransmission or error connection. So now used for streaming, online gaming, and so VoIP, as we know that, right? So these are the few points about this UDP. So now see, in the UDP, sender and receiver. So first receiver or else sender sends that request. Based on that request, responses will be come, right? So this is a very crude example. So sending and receiving. So there is no connection establishment. So now suppose receiver request and client gives the response. Again, response is okay. So you will get the more than one responses also. As part of this, so use case of the UDP, user datagram protocol, is a connectionless protocol, as we know that prioritize speed and efficiency over reliability. Here are some key use case of the UDP. Now use cases of the UDP protocol: real-time applications, so phone, gaming, and communication purpose. Streaming media is also so one of the use cases. So now the voice over IP, as we know, services like Skype, Zoom, Google Meet often utilize UDP for real-time voice. Now video for and communication purpose. Video communication purpose we use voice over IP. While some packet loss is acceptable, so minimizing latency is crucial for smooth conversation. So we use this type of UDP in the real-time applications, as well as gaming also. Many online games rely on UDP for fast, low latency communication between players and game servers. This ensures responsiveness and prevents gameplay delays. So video conferencing similar to voice over. Next, UDP is used for real-time video conferencing applications like timely delivery, and video and audio streaming is essential. So if you use Skype or Zoom, so obviously, so voice transformation and video transformation so should be reached to the end users without any disturbance. In that cases also, so we use UDP. Now streaming media, as we know that services like Twitch, YouTube, Netflix, UDP. So these are the online live streaming, right? Streaming audio and video content, obviously important. While some packets loss is acceptable, so UDP spend and efficiency are crucial for delivering a smooth streaming experience. So without any disturbances, obviously your video should be displayed by using this YouTube and Netflix, right? Now see, network management protocols we have in the third case. So that is DNS, SNMP, DHCP. So these are the network management protocols available in the transport layer. For example, DNS, domain name system. UDP is commonly used for DNS lookups where quick responses are essential for resolving domain names into IP addresses. Simple network management protocol is used for monitoring and managing network devices, and UDP speed and efficiency make it suitable for collecting performance data from network devices. DHCP, this is bit new for us, dynamic host configuration protocol. So when it is useful means UDP is used for dynamically assigning the IP addresses. Sometimes we have to assign the IP addresses dynamically instead of static. So in that cases also DHCP will be useful. Addresses to device on a network. So sometimes we may use these dynamic IP addresses, especially in UDP, broadcast and multicast. So now broadcast applications, UDP is well suited for broadcast applications where a single message needs to be sent to multiple receivers simultaneously, such as network diverse discovery protocols. So here up to now we have seen, so device 1 to device 2 sending and receiving, exchanging the data, sending files, receiving the files. In that cases, so we use different types of protocols. Now the situation is sometimes sending one message to different receipts, like sending a mail to different users at a time. In that cases also we use broadcast applications. Now multicast applications, UDP used for multiclass applications where a message needs to be sent to a specific group for receipts efficiency. Thank you for watching this video.